SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back to the most boring range I've ever seen. So, I mean, this is Bitcoin on your daily. Obviously, you're all going to be aware of how crap this has been over the weekend. I mean, no move is better than, I suppose, the downside move. It wasn't exactly no moves, to be fair. We did move up on this 4-hourly to smack the 21 exponential moving average, and then again over here, again diminishing returns each time. Huge sell-offs. In fact, if you just go to, I don't know, let's go to look at the 15-minute time frame, you can see how vicious these moves were. Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. So basically, some straight up, straight down. It's all over the place. It's absolutely all over the place. And you know, I prefer now, especially now more than ever, to only really want to trade crypto or expect moves from crypto on a weekday, because I say a weekday as in not the weekend. It's not a weekday because these weekends have been weekdays. The situation is basically waiting for moves to take place in traditional markets, whether that's looking at the Forex side of things, which still looks relatively good as far as I can see. Golden cross retest, bounce, hopefully a V-shaped recovery from that. Same old deal taking place over here on the S&P. This is S&P Futures, by the way, so the S&P Futures. So this is ticking away at the moment, more or less unchanged, to be honest. And Dixie obviously doing the inverse of what the Euro's doing, where we were looking, and we are still looking for a pullback on this one, basically. And probably at least down to 104 flat, but maybe even breaking down from there and heading down towards 101. So on when was it, Thursday, I said get ready for the stocks to bounce. Stocks. It's all about the stocks, and there's Meta here almost up 10% over from Thursday to Friday in the face of Captain Noobmaster, who refused to accept that was the case. Same thing going on with Tesla, about 7% between Thursday and Friday. And again, you know, let's face it, we did get a bounce from S&P. I mean, it did quite well from the bottom. We'll measure it from the trend line to where we're at right now. It's 3%, give or take. But what's going on over here? This is what we really want to know. This is supposed to be the volatile asset, not tech stocks. This is why I always say, you know, it's not for everybody. Trading is not for everybody. Investing, that's fine. That's completely different. Trading is not for everybody. You've got to be able to monitor what's going on. You've got to have risk management and stuff. But, you know, especially at times like now where we are looking at traditional markets to be the main ones making the moves. So I always say when you're trading altcoins in situations like this, because we want to trade altcoins, we like altcoins, right? But we have to recognize that altcoins are actually literally a non-thing at the moment. Nobody really is trading them. They move through association for the most part with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is moving through the association with traditional markets. So if we're going to think about it in terms of that, then maybe the opportunity does currently lay within traditional markets, whether that be Forex or stocks, definitely. Which is why I highlighted stocks last week as like the main state of play on Thursday to Friday. And the hopium behind that was that it was going to move the crypto market, which it probably will. They don't have to move on the same day. The fact that traditional markets are moving up and they are looking relatively good on the midterm time frames, whether that's a 4-hourly to a daily, that's all quite good, right? That is all actually a good thing, and it's a good thing for crypto too. It doesn't mean that they will move immediately together, but yeah, it's not bad. Let's put it like that. It's not bad. It does give a bit of a green light. Let's just say it, a green light for further risk on assets like crypto, Bitcoin, altcoins, obviously. But you have to accept that actually they're the ones who did the move. So yeah, maybe that's where we should be playing. If you're looking to trade anyway, if you are a trader, then obviously you probably aren't watching this channel if you're already a successful trader. If you're looking to learn, then maybe, you know, don't have all your eggs in one basket, because there is times where these sort of things happen. And crypto has been the stupidest little range I've seen in a long time. In fact, I was looking at the 4-hourly before I started this video, and I was like, wow, Bollinger Bands are pinching so tightly, which does mean that volatility is likely to creep in at some point, and we're going to have a decent move one way or another. But the 4-hourly Bollinger Band from the bottom to the top is less than 1%, 0.75%. That is tiny. So we are looking for a big move on this one. If we judge it by momentum, it would look to me as though momentum is going to break to the up. So I actually think that there's more likely for a breakout than a breakdown at this level. Only ever so slightly. Bollinger Band strategy, RSI, MACD, money flow index all creeping up slowly but surely throughout this sideways period. And again, with the with the nature of stocks and forex doing exactly what I said it was all going to do. Basically, from ages ago, I predicted the big move up, I predicted the big move down, I predicted the bounce again, and blah blah blah. So these people like to make comments saying, "Oh, you've got a bullish bias." Hang on a minute. Oh, I just closed the euro. But hang on a minute. I said that we were going to come up on the euro. Then I said we're going to come down to the 200 exponential. And then I said we're going to bounce from all of that before any of it had even really happened. So it's not like I have a bullish bias. I just have a strategy that's been in play since January. And all these moves are playing out. They are obviously playing out on a daily, which is a bit testy for a lot of people, you know. So we have to wait sometimes days or weeks for any of these setups to fulfill. But the prediction right back from January has more or less worked out as expected for traditional markets and forex, and for Bitcoin to a large extent. We did hit that 200 exponential on that 200 simple on the weekly, so that's your weekly 200. And that's where the next major play is going to be, breaking and closing above there on a weekly. That's where we'll start to see the 32 to the 38,000s. But for the moment, we're in this tiny range, and all that hopium target right now still seems very far away. If we break and close above, we'll have to really close above these moving averages. Don't worry too much about the fact that there is a death cross, because the death cross itself can actually be bullish in the short term as we come up to retest it. So I would be looking for a move to come up to around 22,900, give or take. Whether we get rejected from there is a different story. A rejection from there would probably be a proper rejection that would actually go on to make a series of lower highs, lower lows, so a continuation of this current downtrend. So that would be the major test. Closing above there, and especially the breakdown point around 23,300. That's where we get particularly really excited, because then we go, all right, so the daily situation is in play. This is where the golden cross retest and the V-shaped recovery is actually something that we can entertain seriously now. But the shorter term time frames, there is going to be a battle around that 22,008 to 23,003. That's where the battle will take place. Whether we get rejected from there or we break and close above there, that will tell us which way the direction is going to continue in, and either make a new local high or a new local low. But for the moment, just like we've been throughout this whole weekend, it's stagnant and boring. And even if we break out of this tiny little range of less than 1% that we've been stuck in right now, we can't get massively excited until we see breakouts of that level or breakdowns from around about 22,000 flat. So your 200 exponential, bottom of the Bollinger Band on a daily. Closures below there will likely see further downside, probably ending up around the 20,000-ish area. And again, we'll have to reevaluate once we get down to that level. But for the moment, it's all very much a setup which has been thought about in advance. You know, it was our preference to see it come up and down to these levels. It's our preference to remain above here. Whilst remaining above here, we have every reason to expect a V-shaped recovery from here. And if you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty, then you focus on that 4 hourly to see if we get rejected around those levels, or if we break out. And at that stage, I would say it should be good to go. Good to go to a new local high over a series of weeks, maybe months, provided S&P and the euro continue to do the same. Again, there's going to be things outside of the chart that you have to be aware of. Federal Reserve having a word with us, I believe, midweek. They'll be talking a load of rubbish again. So markets extremely sensitive to that kind of thing. Although, you know, it is actually a load of bollocks, to be fair. It doesn't, you know, it is a load of bollocks. The market more or less is doing the speaking here rather than him. So whatever he decides to do, unless it's something dramatic, then we should continue to focus on the charts, and the charts being the main thing. And all that you would expect to see after Mr. Powell gets on the mic would be, you know, Captain Noobmaster, whether he's long or short, going crazy, waiting for some words of wisdom from somebody who basically is, in my opinion, just going to go for 0.25 again. Yeah, I know that's probably contrary to what lots of people are saying, because we were ever so slightly higher on inflation, but 0.25 is perfectly fine. It's still a further increase in rates, so it's not a nothing. It's not a pause. To go 50 basis points again, I find that pretty unrealistic. That's too hard. It's too hard for such a small increase in what will be a fluctuation in CPI. Anyway, I'll leave you there. It's raining here. Should we talk about the weather to pump the algorithm? It's raining, but this is Northern England after all. So this is about as good as it gets. So I've had to Put some sunblock on or get tan in this weather. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.